guys, welcome back to another car review session. Today we got a Mercedes e500 for Matic. Done by my boy Dan here. How you doing? What's going on? So before we get into it, what made you want to get a wagon?
Family.
Smart. So tell us what's going on here.
Well, we have the e500 Matic. I custom fabricated and fitted the e55 headers to it. Cats deleted, all the emissions deleted, secondary air, EGR is gone. We put e55 Matic brakes on it, so it's got 8-piston front brakes, 4-piston rear brakes.
Nice.
Got a couple tunes, ECU tune and TCU tune.
Okay, so I know I don't really hear about a lot of tuning with Mercedes, so how much effort did it take you to get it tuned and get the right parts and everything for it?
Took a lot.
Took a lot?
Time. The problem is this is a Matic, so everyone, when you go on the forums, tells you there's nothing made for it, and they're right. So you have to get different parts, different computers, different tunes, and just kind of play around with it and go from there.
Okay.
A lot of trial and error. It did work out.
Was it expensive or was it like decent?
It was decent. It wasn't too bad. I think that what happens with Mercedes is a lot of people think that parts are very expensive for it.
Mm-hmm.
And as these become older and more accessible and more affordable to us, it isn't as expensive. I paid $1,000 for long tube headers.
Wow.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad compared to, you know, certain things with BMWs and especially Audi and Volkswagen. It could get
American Racing headers for a Mustang. It costs you $2,500.
Yeah, it costs you some money. Well, unless you know you go LS and everything's a little cheaper, you know.
That's why.
Nah, LS is good.
Got a name for it?
I don't. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I don't have a name for it. We'll see what happens. Have some plans for the future. We'll see if we change the name.
All right.
E55 4S, maybe.
So, how much horsepower did it push before you do all the tuning to now?
The motor made about 307 is what factory says it makes.
Okay.
Now with the tune and everything else, it puts down to the ground about 350.
350, nice. Any future plans?
Yeah, I'm going to put the AMG motor in and keep the Matic system.
Okay.
So I had to custom fabricate the pans, and the timing chains, and the oil pickup. So the idea is to put down some serious power and be able to drive it in the snow.
How much power are you planning to push down?
Probably about 600.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
nice.
we do smaller pulley, bigger injectors, things like that. Some cams, better tune.
Okay. You plan on modernizing it as far as what it looks like right now?
I kind of like the way it looks. I don't think I'm going to put like an E63 newer front bumper or anything like that. Maybe a front lip, rear diffuser, something
Okay.
basic. I like the subtleness about this.
Right, so do
Put
I.
the kids in it and drive it anywhere, and no one bothers me. Cops don't pull me over. Nobody says anything. People usually give me the "what is that" look, you know,
Right.
because you go flying by and no one expects it.
And I heard the tints you said earlier. You said that's your biggest nightmare if you.
That is, yes, I would love to tint it, but that just gives any cop or anyone a reason to open it. You know, pull you over. They don't want to know if it exhausts and everything else. I'd rather just let people see me.
Other than the interior, looks pretty mint in here.
That's gonna be for the swap. I got these. Started making a custom gauge pod. I took the ashtray out. When I do the supercharged swap, I want to know what my boost is, and I need to know my oil pressure. The motors are notorious for blowing little seals and dropping out oil pressure.
Okay.
So I want to be able to see that. And then also they're very sensitive to the air intake temp. That's why I want to know boost. A lot of people on supercharger don't really care about what you make on boost.
Right.
What they don't realize is if you're sucking in hot air, the computer will kill your boost.
Really?
It'll open up the bypass valve and say, you make nothing. I like it because one is economical for the kids, and I can fit the family in it. So other than motorized cover, pull this. Then you got 2 extra seats. got the Lego back there to prove it.
Oh, that's
So I
why.
put the kids back here, and they have a blast, especially flying up and down 84.
My boy's mom used to have it. It wasn't this Mercedes, but it was, I think, maybe a little older. It might have been the same one. That had the same trunk like that. He used to drive in the trunk.
7 people go anywhere. Nothing stops me. I've driven it all last winter in the snow, whatever it was, 2-3 feet.
Right.
It handled it.
Because I looked this up and it said it was like 7-passenger car. I was like,
You're
how?
wondering, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about 7 adults, but 7
Yeah,
passengers,
now 7 adults, grown men. Maybe you have a 5'5" friend, maybe.
Yeah.
You ever take this on road trips?
All the time. Ocean City.
Ocean City.
Ocean City, yeah.
Brembos are clean.
These are Otohan LS2s. They're 19 by 9.5 all the way around.
Wow. It fits real nice.
It didn't rub. I'm very close to the front strut, but it worked out.
When I turn my wheel to the right, my wheels actually rub on the inner alignment. So I gotta get. I'm running a 245, 45, 18. I need to do a 35.
Okay.
Because it's too thick.
Yeah. This actually will drop, especially if you start driving like over 100. It has a factory air suspension.
Really?
Yeah, Mercedes put air pneumatic in this, which is great. So what it does is after 100, it'll drop itself down. Normally it doesn't drop this low, but I changed the coding in the computer. So now what happens is it'll tuck these tires in. It'll drop the whole car for about 1.5 inches. If you put it in comfort mode and drive around, you look like a 4-wheeler.
I think honestly 04 and 05 was a really good year for cars, to be honest.
It was.
Because in my car I got the heated seats in mine.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it does.
I know this just has heated seats. I wish I had heated and cooling seats because this leather seat.
The cooling seats is really an upgrade, like
This kills you. Cook you nuts.
because you got the leather in it. Let's open that hood.
Yeah. We're also it's Brembo brakes, so Porsche. And they did everything back then. This is the best part about working on a Mercedes. You ever see one?
Nope.
Okay, so now watch. You want to do anything underneath this hood? They give you all the rope all the way up.
Wow.
So now you have access all the way around the motor and engine compartment. Nothing gets in the way. You don't have to take the hood on and off to change the motor out or do whatever.
This is like really the first Mercedes like I invested my time into. Like I'll look at them, say they're nice, and then I'll move on. But this is nice, man.
Same, you know,
It's neat.
I wanted something full-wheel drive, but it wasn't going to be an Evo and STI because with the kids and stuff like that, I needed the extra room. I needed the back space.
Right.
I actually bought this for $1,500, and the air suspension was blown and a couple of things like that. I put air suspension in, tune headers, and now that's it. I love this thing. $1,500. Four-wheel drive, 300 horse V8, $1,500.
I see back in the
Because they got
That's crazy.
they got some astronomical bill to fix it, and they didn't want to do it, so I did it myself. Here, want to get a shot at the headers? Pull that off. That's the intake there, headers.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Brighten that up. Yeah, there they are, right there. Don't want to touch them. I'll burn myself.
Yeah. 16 spark plugs, 2 spark plugs per cylinder. That's what makes them pop. So,
Okay.
What we did was
So it's almost like a Honda.
yeah, this Chrysler and Dodge were working together back then. So when you take these heads off, they look similar to Hemi.
Okay.
They shared a lot of the same parts. This is a transmission from an SRT8. It's a 5G, 5-speed transmission. This thing was put in the SRT8, V12 S600, the SLR, Mercedes SLR supercar. This tranny was put in that. They built one tranny, and they put in everything they could.
Wow. Yeah.
That's why I decided to start modding. When I started realizing that Mercedes was like everyone else, and they weren't engineering 10 different parts for 10 different cars, I started realizing that they're saving money here and there.
Right.
I said an E55 is the same as an E500. Block's the same. I mean, I don't have the supercharger, but block's the same. So I started with the headers.
Right.
Had a little clearance on the front drive shaft. We modified that 1/4 of an inch. That's all it took. Bumped it right up.
You do oil changes yourself? Is it simple?
It is simple. You don't have to lift it. This comes off. You put a tube in here. It gets sucked out. That's your oil filter.
Well, we gonna get ready to take a little drive in Family Daily, and let's see how this thing sounds in the car. Have some fun. Let's take a family trip real quick. Yep. So on the next film for the AMG, are you planning to do a supercharge with the AMG? I forgot, I didn't.
Yes, the AMG motor comes supercharged.
Okay.